Everyone, it's Tanya with Riley and Company. After this intro, you're going to notice that my face does not match my voice, and that's okay. We had a little snafu during the presentation with the sound, so I'm just re-recording the introduction here, and then we are going to take a look at some of the kits left over from Christmas in July, and then we are going to make some fantastic cards from our August kit. So hang tight. I told you it was going to be a little weird, didn't I? Okay, so now we can get into some of the kits. One of our first kit that we have a few left of is our 2024 ornament kit. A little wood kit with our 2024 on it. It comes unpainted, and you guys get to assemble it and paint it. I use Posca pens to paint. Here's another that we have. There are limited amounts of this one. It is a single card, and the kit makes 3 of this single card. Okay, grab it while you can. It includes the corner snowflake die, very limited. Next kit is one that's close to my heart. This is actually a limited edition stamp that was created for my birthday this year by our darling Kim, designer, and so I thought perhaps I might just put it in a limited edition kit. So when it is gone, and we won't sell it. It's a rubber stamp, and you make 2 of these cards, 2 or 3, I think. Actually, it comes with the stamp and it comes with the paper. We have put enough papers in to make 2 cards, but you can make 50 if you want, because you have the paper pad. It's your birthday from Echo Park and the stamp. So grab that while there's still some of those. And next, we have another August kit. This one is not a Christmas kit. We just came off Christmas in July. This one's bright and happy and sassy. I wonder if there's a Marguerite out there somewhere thinking of me too. And it has our sunburst background die included in this kit. And here's Bert. I'm pretty sure that my last words are going to be, well, crap. That didn't work. And finally, we have a gorgeous tent fold easel card with our lovely new flamingo. Happy birthday. You don't look a day over fabulous. Can you imagine getting that card? How awesome that would be. And of course, as I mentioned, it comes with the sunburst die. And it has all the pre-stamped pieces, and it also comes with a paper pad full of the most happiest, gorgeous papers that you have seen for summer. Look at this. Aren't these fun? Umbrellas and toucans and little cars. And so that comes with that as well. Grab it before it sells out. And next we have another individual card kit with a brand new release die, our Elegant Holiday Tree die. This is absolutely stunning die. It's about the size of an A2 card. It comes with the word joy, and it has a shadow with that, and the ornaments and the star. And so we have created enough, we've got enough papers in here for you to make 3 more cards. And it even comes with the houses already pre-cut for you. Everything but the trees. You're going to love this one. It's gorgeous. And talk about limited. I think there's only maybe 1 or 2 left. And this die makes some of the most elegant cards you've ever seen. It's so beautiful. Okay. Now, let's see. What do we have here? Ah, yes. It is our gingerbread card kit. Every Christmas in July, had to have a gingerbread card kit in there somewhere. So this one has 3 cards. Okay. Comes with the papers and everything pre-cut, stamped, and pre-die cut. to make the 3 cards. Look at these gorgeous papers. Yeah, they're gingerbread. Makes me hungry. I don't know why, but I've got an obsession with gingerbread lately. I have no idea why. So, it has this card, which is, of course, our dress-up gingerbread house. Pre-stamped for you. And everything's pre-cut. You just color in a symbol. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this. This is one of my favorite dress-up sets. Just because it's so yummy and it's so easy. And there's also a video out there on our YouTube channel and the product page to show you how to color that. Next, I put out for Santa. Cookies, cookies! Comes with the pre-cut Karen Burniston Christmas one border gingerbreads. Isn't that cute? And finally, in this kit, I made a 5x7 card. Now, I don't usually do that, but I had to for this one because I needed it sturdy so I could put a pocket in the middle. It's using our dies that aren't even out yet, but we've pre-cut for you. And why is it so big? Oh, it even comes with the enamel, a little box of enamel hearts. But it holds a recipe card. It's got a little pocket in the middle. Isn't that fun? And of course, there's enough to make 3 or 1 each of these, but you have your papers that come with it, and there's extra recipe cards in the papers. Okay, not 3 of those cards, but I believe there's 3 recipe cards in there at least. Finally, we have this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous house. I love the Santa's house. This is the first in our Santa Village house. It comes with the lights, and look at the inside. You can put whatever you want in it. It comes with a table and a chair that you put together. Now, it does not come painted. You have to paint your own house. This is just one I did. Oops, about knocked my little deer off here, sorry. But it gave me a reason to jump into that box and drawer of all the Christmas things that I never wanted to throw away because I knew eventually someday I'd use them. And I did. So this is the Santa house. We are only making 100 of these, period. There will never be another one made. They come numbered. So if you get number 25 out of 100, no one else has 25 out of 100. Once we hit 100, they're gone. They're put away. And next year, we will create a new one. Now, these are about 6.5 inches high, so they're perfect for your mantle or a small table. We didn't make them too big, and the price is absolutely perfect at only $28.99. So, yes, they have gone fast. There's less than a handful. By the time you're watching this, there may not be any left over. So, grab yours if you want to start your collection, and we will come out with another one next year. Gorgeous, huh? And next up, we have finally our kit that we are going to be working on today. And you guys, I cannot believe it, but this kit sold out so fast. There is not one to be found. It was absolutely bananas. It has 3 cards. Of course, it has Mary, which is actually a little tent fold in half. We're going to be showing you how to do that one. And then the next one has our gorgeous little flamingo in a little stocking cap and little Ugg boots. Isn't that hilarious? And finally, we have this card with the base from the paper cut. I absolutely love how this folds out. And it comes with the blue overlay and the white insert. So let's see what's in this kit. All of our kits come with everything pre-cut and pre-packaged for you. So of course that comes with your cover. It comes with each one pre-packaged with a photograph. I tend to do better when I look at photographs, but it also has instructions, okay? And it has a list of Copics that you will need that I use to complete the kit. And each one of these packs have been pre-done for you. So let's do the Mary card. Let me get my zip dry out here. I'm changing my zip dry over, and let me show you something. You have to remove the little silver piece from your zip dry, because if you squeeze too hard and you don't have that released, it tends to like want to blow out the sides, and you definitely do not want that. So I'm going to take my cap off of my other one and just put it on here because I have the hole cut just how I like it. Okay. Now, if you don't use your zip dry, make sure you keep the white cap to put on it when you're done. If you don't use it very often, I use it all the time, so I just leave my blue one on there. So let's grab the stuff out of our kit. Just fold the white piece in half. Give it a nice good crease. Okay. Then we're going to find the next biggest piece, which is our green piece. Okay. And I'm going to grab my glue. Now, if you've never used zip dry, you're going to love this. Okay, we're going to just put some glue on the back. Oh, that's pretty too, huh? Right? Put some glue. All you need to do is go around the outside edge, and we're going to glue it down, and it helps you slide that right into place. If you do that with tape, you won't be able to do this, but watch this. If you have zip dry, it'll also let you peel it up, but you can slide it right in place and get the perfect placement every time. Awesome. All right. If it rubs off the sides, you just rub off the extra. It's kind of like rubber cement in a bottle. Okay? Remember back when we had the rubber cement and it had that nasty little brush? Okay, next up, and I just realized something. And this is why you have to use zip dry. Watch this. It lets me pull it off. And I did that because this is a tent fold card. And we have got to cut this piece in half before we glue it on. So this really was not intentional, but let me show you how this works. I've got glue on the back of this piece, right? All you have to do with the zip dry is just rub off where the glue is and then brush it off, and it goes back to a normal, easy piece of paper. You're going to have little crumbs all over your station, but that's okay. You just use your hands, rub it off. Now, if you would have done that with regular paper, you would have had to go cut another piece. But in this case, we're just going to fold it in half. All right. And then I'm going to work the fold both ways so that I can see it, and take a pair of scissors, and we are just going to cut this in half right along that fold line. Okay, now we're going to make sure that we keep the where we cut together, because we're going to want to glue them on so it looks like one piece, so we want to make sure that any patterns line up. So we're going to glue this to the bottom of the front, but first we have to fold it like a tent fold card. So just fold the front piece in half. I don't need to worry about taking my glue off. I can. You know, if you make that mistake and you want to rub the glue off and start over again, you can, but it's not necessary. So now we're going to glue just half the front piece. I love it when I accidentally make mistakes, but they're really, really for a good reason. We're going to glue that on just like that. But when you fold it, you don't want any glue on that fold. And now we're going to take the remaining piece and we're going to butt it right up next to the first piece we laid down. That's why we want to make sure that our patterns line up. So when it's flat, it looks like a solid piece. But when you bend it, it can bend. Right? Very simple. Now we're going to take our next piece, make sure your pattern's going the right way, and we're basically going to do the same thing. We're going to fold it in half, bend it both ways, and then we're just going to cut it. Okay. Now make sure that your pattern's going the right way. Make sure you know where they go together. And we are going to glue this on, aligning it with the center fold. Right? So easy. And again, this is a really great card to highlight the zip dry benefits because it lets you move it, and you really want it moved up nice next to that fold. Take the top one, line it back up, and make sure that when it's flat, it looks like a solid piece of paper. And ta-da! Now, see how easy that folds? All right. Now, if your zip dry gets a little clogged up, like mine, just remember, it's like rubber cement. All you have to do is just pull a piece out of the top, that kind of that gooey piece, and it'll just roll off the edges of your fingers. Now, the next thing we're going to do, you'll have 2 little Marys cut from our Mary die cuts, or cut ups Mary, and we're just going to add the red to the white, and you're going to offset it to the right ever so slightly, just so it creates a little shadow. Just a little bit, over to the right and down a little bit. And it works really well if you start in the upper left corner and then just kind of move your way across. All right. Make sure it's all nice and glued down. Now, when we attach this to our card, we only want to attach it to the bottom half. So kind of get a visualization of where we're going to put the foam tape, okay? We are not going to put any foam tape towards the top of the word Mary. Hang on, let me grab some foam tape, of course. Tried to organize my desk, and I'm not sure it's for the better or for the worse, but here we go. I'm using my little scissors that Dolores got me because they're non-stick, who knew? And we're just going to cut little pieces and make sure you put it along the bottom of the word Mary, so the top doesn't stick to anything because you want it to stand up. And we're just going to continue along and cut off pieces of foam tape all the way across. Okay, now just peel off the backs. Easier said than done sometimes. Why is it the littlest things give you the biggest trouble, huh? Okay, so we're going to bend the card in half, kind of align it so you know where to go, and then just stick it down. See, if you lay your card flat, you'll know what it's going to look like. Now keep in mind we're going to put a little Riley face on top of it, so I wanted to drop it a little bit. But first, let's do the inside. We're just going to glue our sentiment to our remaining green piece. And this is going to go on the inside of our card. I've made a mess. There we go. Now, on the inside of the card, you have a strip, and you need a stop so that your card will stand up. So all it takes is a strip of paper. It's about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch wide, and I'm just going to put some foam tape on it. Really super simple. And I'm going to, hang on a sec. It's a little bit on the end that's over. And I'm going to attach this about 2/3, 1/2 to 2/3 of the way up. It just depends on how high you want your card to stand. If you want it to be more of a tent, it'd be towards the bottom, but I tend to like it to be kind of right in the middle. Okay, then we're going to take our sentiment piece and it's going to fit right on there. I'm going to glue it to the strip, but I'm also going to put a little bit of foam tape underneath the bottom so it's nice and sturdy. And how easy is that? Right? And there's even a little place for you to write. So now all we have to do is color our Riley. And for that, let me get this mess off here. For that, I'm going to grab my Copics. All right. And the colors for Riley are Copic E33, E35, and E47. And you can buy these as sets on our website. A lot of people have asked me where to start, and it's a good place to start, so we put them in sets. So the first thing you're going to do is just outline Riley's head and use circles and just fill him in. And don't worry about going off the edge. You want to make sure that all of the white is covered. All right. Now you can use the Copic marker a second time as well to add shadows. So if you go just around the outside of it, it's going to give me a little deeper of an E33 color. I love that about Copics. One marker will give you two shades. Now next, I'm going to take my E35 and go ever so slightly around the outside and a little in his ears and a little over the top of the little bridge of his snout. I was going to say nose, but snout. And of course, his antlers are E47. And if we were going to color the entire Riley in, so would his hooves be E47 as well. See how easy this is? It's so simple. Now, the next thing that we're going to do, and this is not going to hurt him a bit, I promise you, but we're going to cut his head off. Yeah. So I'm using our basic dress-up Riley just because I love the size of the head. So now I just need to do his hat, and I'm going to grab a regular R27 and R29. I'm going to cut the inside out so I have a nice little space in between the hat, the little ball of the hat. So I'm just going to lay down my red, my lighter red real quick. Yay. And then I'm going to use it again just in the crease where the fold is. So it's going to give me a little darker shading, and then I'm going to use my darker red and do a very little tiny bit of shading there. And lastly, we just need to grab our Y18 and we're going to color in the little jingle bell. Simple. All we have to do is put the hats on our little buddy, and then once we get his little hat on, we are just going to attach him to our words. Simple. See, any cute? You can tilt his head to the right a little bit. Just going to use my zip dry so I can move it to exactly where I want it. There we go. Isn't that cute? Absolutely love this card so much. I'm going to get coal, I'm pretty sure. All right, moving along. Which one should we do now? Let's see. Yeah, let's do the blue one. Okay, this is so ridiculously simple. You guys are going to love it so much. Now, in the kit, I have taken the instructions that come off the packaging from the paper cut. So it will show you exactly how to attach this lever card, okay? Now you can go to thepapercut.com and you can order these. I believe they come in, you can buy sets of 5 overlays and 5 inserts, or 25 and 25, I believe. But I chose a navy overlay and a white insert. Okay, so you're going to first do, we got to get it in the right direction here. Hang on a sec. There we go. You're going to do a valley fold, which makes a valley, but do not bend the little square, and then a mountain, and then another valley. So we're going to make an accordion and squeeze it together, but we're not going to bend that little square. It's going to pop out the front. Okay, so when we glue this down, we're going to glue the back side first, and we're going to glue it in there and just pretend that it's a full-size white. We're going to line it up with the right-hand side, but this time I'm going to break out my Karen Berniston fine line bottle, because this Lineco pH glue locks down a lot quicker than the zip dry does. Okay, and that's what we want. We want it to attach very quickly. I'm going to be really careful when I put this down. All right, and the Lineco pH glue by Karen Berniston, actually it's by Lineco, but we carry it on the Karen Berniston website, does not move around. It locks really quickly, and so that's why I'm going to use it for this. And I love the little bottle. All right, now I'm just going to fold the front in and see how that's going to work perfectly. You've got the little square. Okay, now sometimes when you do these, it's a little difficult. Sometimes that little white square doesn't want to pop out of there quite perfect. Very easily remedied. Take a pair of scissors and just cut off a little tiny sliver. Very carefully, because you can't add it once you cut it off, so be very careful. And I'm just going to remove a little piece, and now it folds perfectly. Simple, huh? Just a couple folds, and you glue twice. I'm going to take a panel of red plaid and put it on the inside. I'm going back to my zip dry for that. It just gives a little something on the inside, unexpected. So now let's take our sentiment and glue it to the small blue piece, and then we're going to glue that to the inside. I'm going to glue it closer to the top because I have a tree that I want to put down here as well. So I'm going to glue it a little bit towards the top. Yeah. See how easy this is? Now in your kit, Dolores has pre-cut trees from you. This is our evergreen tree set. I love this set. And we're just going to take the tallest tree, and I want to put it over to the side, and I want it hanging off just a tiny bit. But first we are going to grab our brown ink, and we're going to give it a little character before we glue it on. And I might as well do the other three while we're at it. These go on the front. So we'll just do the edges really lightly. A lot of times people get in trouble because they add too much ink. You just want to edge it a little bit. It just gives a little something something. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to grab my fine line bottle because it's got the little teeny tiny tip. And believe it or not, these are the only two glues I use. My Lineco glue in my fine line bottle and my zip dry. Put it in place, and if any squishes out, you just touch it and it'll come right off, and there we go. Close it up, trim off the edges from the back side, and that's the inside. Easy. So now let's work on the front. Now I've taken 2 strips of white, and I've used the Karen Berniston Long Nature Edges die to cut these. So I'm going to take the bigger piece and lay it down on the front. And then I'm going to trim off that edge. Because I want to make a double layer snowbank. So I intentionally did not bring the glue all the way up to the edge because I want to tuck a little tree in behind. So let's trim this off. And now that little tree's tucked in there, so I want to secure him down. I'm tucking back behind there. There we go. And he's going to be a little bit over the edge. Now glue the rest of the snowbank down so it's nice and secure. Now we have another piece that's a little shorter. So it just gives it a little bit more depth. And we are going to put one line along the bottom because we're going to tuck trees in there too. Now, trim it off. Yep. All right, there we go. Now, we're going to tuck one in behind that piece that we just put down. Yeah, okay, giving me fits here. There we go. And we're going to take our little short guy and bring him to the front. And now it looks like a little snowy forest, doesn't it? All right. Now, real quickly, I'm going to cut out this piece. This is called our postage stamp, Riley. And I don't like to fussy cut, so I'm going to go really quick. And we're just going to cut along that edge. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to color this up. This postage stamp fits so perfectly within this little square. Perfect. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm going to grab my colors. I'm going to grab a real light blue, B00. And I am just going to color the backgrounds. I'm going to outline it and then use circles. Outline and then use circles. I feel like we should have some elevator music or something while I color. Okay. Do little circles in there so it blends nice and pretty. And go back over it just one more time with the same pen to just get a little darker shading where I want it. All right. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of a darker blue, my B02, because I want it to look like we're out there playing. It can be daytime, but it's going to be a little darker by the horizon. There we go. Okay, now let's do Riley's face, just like we did before. Do E33. circles to blend it in. Now you use your E35 and just go around the outside edge of his face to give him a shadow, and in his ears and across the bridge of his snout. All right, I'm going to do the antlers in our E47. Alrighty. Okay. Now let's give him a little hat and a scarf. And I decided to pick a green that matched the trees. I'm going to use my YG colors. You, of course, can use whatever colors you choose. I'm going to fill it in. I'm going to fill in his little scarf. Alright, now I'm going to come back in and do my shading with the same marker, just along the hat line and just underneath his little chin and along the scarf line. I'm going to use just a little darker green, very sparingly, very sparingly, right along the cap where it meets the little white piece and along the scarf edges. See how that gives it just a little something? It's just a tiny bit. Yeah, we're moving along. So now I'm going to come back and I'm going to grab my B02 and I'm going to give him a little blue, what should we call it, ski suit? Yeah. There we go. Now I'm going to do his hooves. Hoof. Only one hoof you can see. Now let's do the little carrots. With any orange, you can pull any orange that you want to. Now I'm going to use a gray. You can use a gray or a blue. So snow is not a pure white. Okay, so you need to just outline pieces of it to give the hints that it's snow. Okay, so we just want little shadows. This time I think instead of a gray I'll use my blue since everything is blue. And we just want it to go along any white edges that we have, very sparingly. And we have one lone little tree back in the back. Yay! And do his little tree trunk. Okay, now all we need to do is the border. This is super easy. I'm going to start with a light gray, and I am not going to be too particular about this. I'm just going to fill in along the outside line. It's just going to be a wooden frame when we're done. But I want to put a little light in there so it shows through the rest of my colors. So now I'm going to take a darker gray. I'm going to take a C8, and I'm just going to brush it on. I'm not going to color it in. I'm going to pretend like it's a paintbrush and just brush some streaks on. And I'm going to come from both directions, front and back, and just keep going until I have a frame. I'm very quickly running out of time here. Now I'm going to add a little bit of brown because I want it to look like wood. See how that's coming together? Yay! There we have it. How easy was that? Not very many colors, and we're just going to glue him on there is all. You can use any glue that you want, either glue you want, and grab the quickest bottle. And just put him in there. Keep him nice and straight. Yay! Make sure you poke out the front part so it flows. There we go. Simple. Very simple. Now, I can't find my little snowflakes, but in your packet there's 3 little snowflakes. Yep, mine are missing. They're very staticky, so if you're missing them, they're probably on a piece of paper somewhere. So I'll go ahead and glue those on. Yay. All right, now I have very little time left, so I'm basically just going to run through. You're going to edge the birch tree with your brown ink. You're going to color your trees in first and put those down first. Those are from the Snow Globe set, Dress Up Riley. So you're going to put your trees down and then your birch tree. And then there is a video on the Pink Flamingo Dress Up page that will tell you exactly, see, I told you, snowflakes, that'll show you exactly how to color this. You put your sentiment on and glue it on the front of your card. Very simple, very simple. So, you guys, thank you so very much for joining me today. I appreciate you so very much. And stick with me and check out the KB Riley video as well. I'm making this pirate ship. So, I'm out of here and I will see you soon. Look at this. Isn't it fabulous?